Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps are back. But is that a good thing? Yes, it is. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Zootopia 2, the latest in the franchise that is directed by Byron Howard and Jared Bush. So leave it to Disney and Disney Animation to wait 9 years to make a Zootopia 2 film. Probably for the better, to be fairly honest, because of how I'll tell you about in this movie. This movie, Zootopia 2, is a movie that takes place like a couple weeks after the first movie ended, which is really strange. It's a story about, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde are now partners, but they are similar to the other guys, Mark Wahlberg and, of course, Will Ferrell, where they are made fun of. They're looked down upon. They're not treated as equal against their partners. There's a lot of creative, interesting people like Roman Reigns and CM Punk, who are a couple of characters in this movie. And basically, the process of this movie is Judy and Nick come across this concept or this thing about snakes, about how they are outlawed because they may or may not have killed a tortoise, and they uncover a conspiracy that includes a character played by Quan, who plays Gary the Snake, and with the help of the Linksley family, Palmer, they go on a quest with the help of a book that was founded by Linksley, the old Linksley character, to basically clear snakes' names, to clear snakes as a creature that is not as bad as you think. So as you can expect, things befall Nick and Judy. They become outlaws, and they go on a quest to clear this snake, which is an interesting thing. Well, they come across a character who, of course, is Nibbles, Maplestick, who is a conspiracy theorist, and it becomes a journey of these two individuals, Nick and Judy, trying to work in a world that doesn't really want them to work very well together. So it's that type of movie. Once again, it is very similar to The Other Guys, if you know that movie pretty well. So there you go. So I got to admit to Disney Animation, sometimes they put out movies that I completely just kind of come unexpected when it comes to my enjoyment of them. The Zootopia, the original, was a really fun, really entertaining movie that I didn't like the trailers for. I actually didn't like the trailers for Zootopia 2 because it gives away too much of the story. There's a lot. It's just basically like pieces of the story put into a trailer. So they got to work on that, but it's a franchise that really has a lot going for it, and it made $1 billion, and it's a pretty popular franchise. It's going to make $1 billion, a new one, right up there with Wicked 2. So I wouldn't say I was like hugely looking forward to this movie, but I loved the first one, so I was like, okay, we'll see if they can strike it out, and they can hit the fences and get a home run with this. And it has like Andy Samberg, Fortune Feimster, David Strathairn, Idris Elba, Patrick Warburton, who plays Wind Dancer, who's the new mayor, and he's a stallion, and it's amazing because Patrick Warburton is just an amazing character actor. Like I said, Quan comes into this, a pretty popular actor at this point, but we got the usuals, Gennifer, Goodwin, and Jason Bateman as the two main leads. And so with that said, how does this movie play when it comes to a sequel? Well, I am here to tell you this is one of the best animated sequels I've ever seen. It's not up there with like Toy Story 2, and there are some issues with it. This movie is such a joy, such a fun ride of a film, of an animated movie, that I was grinning from ear to ear. I was clapping. I was excited. I just had a good old time watching this movie. All the characters are fun. This movie is hilarious to no end. It has great moments. It has heartfelt moments. The chemistry between Gennifer Goodwin and, of course, Jason Bateman, even though they may have worked separately, is absolutely through the roof. When they bring in the new characters of Gary the Snake, Gary Quan's, he's like hit or miss at this point, but he's fantastic as Gary the Snake, and Fortune Feimster as Nibbles is absolutely fantastic, probably the standout of the movie. And then, like I said, you got Andy Samberg and David Strathairn and Idris Elba, Shakira, Quinta and Brunson, Nate Torrence, Bonnie Hunt, Don Lake, Macaulay Culkin's in this movie, Brenda Song, Maurice LaMarche. It's a who's who of great talent. And this movie I was so shocked by how good this movie just really is, to be fairly honest, because sequels to animated movies never really hold up. And depending on how you feel about the first one, you may think of a little bit lesser. I know a couple of people think a little lesser of the second one, because the only issues I have with it is it kind of has a problem of relying too much on like movie related jokes or geek style jokes. And like, for instance, there's a homage to The Shining in this movie that's really, really funny, to be fairly honest. But sometimes like these types of movies just rely too much on the pop culture more than anything. But the way this movie works, it feels like a alternate reality Earth in a lot of respects. And watching the fact that, you know, these two individuals, Nick and of course Judy, who go on this adventure and find out that there is more than you really expect. It's a really fun movie. The only other issue I have is the Zootopia attraction at Disney Animal Kingdom kind of spoils this movie a little bit. So be aware of that if you go to that attraction, because it does some things that are in this movie that use it for effect in the show. And I don't know how I feel about that, to be really honest. I feel like some of the jokes were a little bit ruined that are actually quite funny in this movie, but it's more of just a nitpick, to be fairly honest. But on top of everything, like, it's a beautiful looking movie, as most of these Disney animated movies are. It goes to like great lengths to have like really cool set pieces. The action is really fun. The comedy is really funny. It's, you know, a movie where two individuals have to find though they're different, they have to find the similarities. Halfway through, it does its usual, you know, we're going to throw a little bit of heart and a little bit of sadness into it. And I think what this movie does is it expands upon the world of Zootopia. It does a really nice job of doing that. And it gives us the characters that we love, and it actually expands upon that, and it gives it a little more dimension, a little more drive, and it's just a beautifully shot movie. It's a beautiful, well put together, fun, you know, energetic. It does a lot of great things, and once again, it gives us more Zootopia. You know, Shakira does the songs in this movie, probably an Oscar nominated song, and probably get an Oscar nomination for animated film. And I love this movie. I really do. It's an absolutely fantastic. Is it as good as Elio? That remains to be seen, but it's a movie that I was expecting to be a little bit less than the first one, and it ended up exceeding my expectations. So that's Zootopia 2. Perfect for the family, perfect for the kids, great jokes for the adults, great jokes for the kids, and it's Zootopia. If you like the first one, you'll love the second one, so there you go. Anyways, with that said, that is my take on Zootopia 2. I do appreciate you watching. Comments below, what did you think of the first Zootopia? Did you like it? Did you not like it? All the good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.